is enough said.
Happy Taco Tuesday, Heat Nation. Yo, boy Ernest here. Back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope you guys are enjoying your day, staying positive, living your best life. Now, please join me as we go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Excited about today's episode, you guys. Miami Heat is rolling high with a 14-7 record. You got a win last night against the LA Clippers. We're looking good. We're looking strong. We got a favorable schedule of these next 5 games. But in today's episode, you guys, I want to talk about a little situation we got going on. I want to talk about Kel'el Ware. And the reason why I want to talk about Kel'el Ware is because since Tyler Herro has returned, we've seen Kel'el Ware kind of take a step back. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. Because last night, Kel'el Ware against the LA Clippers only played 16 minutes off the bench. He went over 3 from the field, scored 0 points, put up a donut, but he still got you 9 rebounds and a block shot in just 16 minutes. Now, Kel'el Ware for the season, you guys, is playing very well, averaging about 12 points a game, 10.5 rebounds, 1.3 blocks per game, a steal a game. He's played 21 minutes, started 14, averaging about 24.5 minutes a game, 52% from the field. He's averaging a whopping 40% from the three-point line, 80% from the free throw line. So when you look at these guys, with this guy's numbers, it's showing that he's having a very productive and solid season. Now, a big reason why is because there was a stretch where Kel'el Ware was starting, and in about 7 games, he was averaging about 16 points a game and 15 rebounds. And this was when he was implemented in the starting lineup, especially when Bam was out. Now, a lot of us feel that Kel'el Ware should be starting on this team. And then there's those that feel that Kel'el Ware's fitting is coming off the bench. Now, I'm doing this episode, you guys, to kind of give you the situation on why I feel Kel'el is playing where he's playing. Now, look. His last 3 games before Tyler Herro came back, he put up 20 points in each game against Chicago, Philadelphia, and Dallas. He had 20 points in each of those 3 games. He also averaged about 16 rebounds. So in that 3-game stretch, his final 3 games, on November 21st, 23rd, and 24th, he was averaging 20 points and 16.5 rebounds. Since Tyler has been back, 3 games against Milwaukee, Detroit, and the Clippers, hasn't really done so good. Averaging about 8 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, but his minutes have dipped. He went from getting 30, 34 minutes, 28 minutes, to now he's getting about 26 minutes, 22 minutes, and 16 minutes last night. Now, the main reason why this is happening, you guys, is because of 4 players. Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, Tyler Herro, and Bam Adebayo. These 4 guys are going to be starting. These are your starting players. So that leaves 1 spot open. Now, the projected lineup going into the season was Tyler Herro and Norman Powell starting in the backcourt, with Kel'el Ware, Bam Adebayo, and Andrew Wiggins starting in the frontcourt. That was the original idea. But we didn't see Davion Mitchell having the year that he's having. Last night he dropped 16 points, 12 assists. He's number 1 one of the top in the NBA. I think he went down. I think he's second behind Nikola Jokic. But he's one of the best NBA players when it comes to assist to turnover ratio. He's leading this offense. He is the focal point for this new fast-paced offense. You've heard Eric Spoelstra and Bam Adebayo call Davion Mitchell the head of the snake on this team. He's the one that leads this offense. He's the one that ignites that spark. But also, he's one of our very best defensive players. This is a guy that's picking up players full court. He's a pest defensively. And this is a guy that you can tell him to guard the opposing the opposing team's best player. You can't really do that with Norman Powell and Tyler Herro. So what Spo has decided to go with is a smaller lineup with Bam Adebayo and Andrew Wiggins at the 5 and the 4. He's starting Norman Powell at the 3, undersized, with Tyler Herro and Davion Mitchell in the backcourt. But for the most part, it is working. With Kel'el Ware coming off the bench, you guys, another thing that does, it's helping us with the rebounding issue. When Bam and Kel'el were starting, and you had to take those guys off the bench, they were usually being replaced by guys like Nikola Jovic or Keshad Johnson. Band-Aids. Wasn't really real fits. Now, both, Keshad Johnson had some nice games. Nikola Jovic had one nice game against Portland, but that was with certain players missing. But at the end of the day, you guys, I understand why Spo's doing what he's doing. And then also, there's a lot of other players that have been stepping up. Guys like Drew Smith, Pelle Larsson, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Simone Fontecchio was lighting it up beginning of the season. He's kind of floundered lately. But other guys have stepped up as well, smaller guys. So instead of having your bench be a bunch of wings and guards, I see what Spo is doing. Start Bam at the center, and when Bam comes off the bench, you have Kel'el Ware coming off the bench. This is technically fixing your rebounding issue because you always have somebody on the court who's a big and that can rebound. Now, yes, when Bam and Kel'el Ware start together, there are times that if you take Bam off the bench, you can leave Kel'el Ware in, but there's going to be moments where both guys are going to be on the bench if they're starting together. That's just reality. So I get why Spo's doing what he's doing. Now, for the most part, it's working. For the most part, it's working. You're 14-7. You're third in the Eastern Conference. There's an old saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I will mention one thing. We need an upgrade. We need to add a big on this roster. I understand what we're doing right now is temporarily fixing the issue, but when you get towards the nitty-gritty part of the season and in come playoff time, teams are going to expose your weaknesses. It is a 7-game series against team. It's not just one game. So teams are going to exploit your weaknesses. So if you just have Bam Adebayo and Kelle Wear as your bigs, if potentially one of them gets injured, which we saw happen to Bam, you're going to bleed on the front court. So the Miami Heat do need to address this issue. We need to come up with either a trade or signing a player via the buyout market. But I think a change is definitely needed. Not to, to trade one of these bad players, but to upgrade this roster. I don't think the Heat need to swing for the fences for a Giannis trade. But I do think they need to make a trade similar to what they did in 2020 when they picked up Andre Iguodala, Jay Crowder, and Solomon Hill. A small trade, but that upgrades your roster. So in closing, guys, I'm not concerned about Kelle Wear. Yes, last night's game was pretty bad, but yeah, that's going to happen. He's only 21 years old. He's young. He's got a lot of time to fix this, to develop it, and I know Spo is going to put him in the right situation. But I do feel and I've said this since the beginning of the season, I feel that the right lineup to go with is starting Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware. But with Davion Mitchell playing so good, guys, I understand. Because if you start Bam Adebayo, Kel'el Ware, Wiggins, Herro, and Powell, you don't have a floor general point guard out there. Yes, you can put Tyler at the 1, but that's not really his position. Start Davion as the point guard. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Davion's working there, and we'll figure this out. Now look, maybe the right decision is to start Tyler and Norman in the backcourt with Wiggins, Bam, and Ware in the front court. Maybe that is the right decision, especially leading into the playoffs. And then you can have Davion Mitchell, Jaime Jaquez be your lead players off the bench. But like I said, that's a good situation if you end up getting another big. Like let's say if the Heat can swing a trade for like a Nikola Vucevic, just as an example, or a Daniel Gafford, wink wink. But let's say if you're able to swing a trade for a player like that and have them be the big come off your bench, then I feel you would be able to have Davion come off the bench with Jaime Jaquez. That would be a scary 8-man rotation. But you don't have that. So I understand why Spo's doing what he's doing. So Heat Nation, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Kel'el Ware has to start to be a great player on this team, or do you think that he'll figure it out in his bench role? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to support the channel, guys. Smash that like button. Do not forget to subscribe because we're pushing to 8,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. Until next time, your boy Ernest out, and that is enough said.